Say I just heard about a show.
Let's talk about it, talk about it.
Where the independent artists go.
Let's talk about it, talk about it.
Niecy got a new EP.
Let's talk about it, talk about it.
Stephanie's doing comedy.
Let's talk about it, talk about it.
That girl from LA and
that guy Let's talk about it, talk about it.
And now your host of Let's Talk About It, Raheem Mitchell.
Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk About It. I am your host, Raheem Mitchell. And today on my show, man, I am like so excited. This guy that I'm interviewing today, we went to high school together, man. We was in the pep squad together. We was in BSU. It's awesome. And what make it better is we have the same last name. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Derrith Mitchell to the show, everybody.
Hey, how's it going,
What's
man?
going on,
How
man?
you doing, boss?
How you doing?
Good to see you, man.
Yes, man. Look at you. You still look the same. You still look the same.
No, man, you ain't changed a bit, bro.
Oh, man. I swear, man. I was looking on Facebook, man, and I'm like, Hollywood. What are you doing in Hollywood? So how has the transition from the IE to Hollywood, how's that transition going for you?
It's going pretty good, man. And I'm gonna tell you that's a really good question.
Okay.
You know, I started doing hair in the IE in like the early '90s.
Yeah, because you were doing a lot. You did a lot of girls' hair for the prom.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah. So, being in that environment was cool. I learned a lot. And you know, living in Rialto, it's a small town, so
Right.
it was kind of, you know, there.
Right.
It was kind of slow, but you know, we did our thing, you know.
Yes.
But I always wanted to do stuff bigger. So
Yes.
in '98, I packed up, and I think I had a Pontiac Le Mans, a red Pontiac Le Mans. I threw my whole life in the trunk of my car.
Right.
And hit the freeway, and I never looked back.
Wow.
Well, I won't say I never looked back, but I still come back. My parents are there,
Right.
and some of my closest friends are there. But the journey has been amazing, bro. Like, within the first year of me moving back to LA, I landed my first gig. I thought it was a joke at first.
Right.
I got a phone call one day to go do this lady, her name is Nia Hill, to go do a straw set on her, right?
Okay.
Go
Now, for some people that don't, so you talk that natural stuff because you're a hairdresser.
Right.
So to explain to people what a straw set is.
A straw set is basically you take the hair and you take the plastic straws that you get from like McDonald's, or you can buy them in bulk at, what is that store?
Smart and Final or Costco.
Yeah, Costco. And then you take the hair with the little setting lotion and you wrap it around the straw. You set them under the dryer, so it comes out really a little tight curl.
Like a
Like
curly
a spiral.
fry.
Yeah, kind of like a curly fry. Yeah.
Okay.
And you pull those out. So anyway, I get the phone call, and it's on a Monday from my coworker. She's like, "Yeah, I need you to go do this lady's hair," and I'm thinking, "Oh, it's Monday. I don't feel like getting up." So anyway, long story short, I go do Nia's hair, not knowing that she was a big time producer. And I walk in and I'm like, "Hey, I'm here to do your hair. How you doing?" And we start doing, you know, the process of doing her hair. Right. And then while we're talking, somehow we find out through conversation we're both Tauruses.
Right.
So that put me at ease.
Okay.
But yet I'm still on my professional stick, right?
Right.
So she's drinking, you know, I had a bottle of wine. She's like, "You want some wine?" And I was like, "No, I'm working, so, you know, I can't do that," right?
Right.
So she was like, "If you don't stop playing and get you a glass." So fast forward maybe a month or so after I
did her hair,
I get a phone call.
Right.
So the phone, I'm like, "Hello." And yeah, "Can I speak to Derrith?" I said, "This is he." "Yeah, I'm calling for Nia Hill, blah, blah, blah. We want you to do hair for this movie." And I'm thinking, yeah, right. Who's playing on the phone?
Right.
So I'm on the phone and I'm looking around the salon like to see who's on their cell phones. Nobody's on their phone.
Right.
So I think I hung up on the lady, and she ended up calling me back.
You hung up on her?
Yeah, because I still thought it was a joke.
Come on now.
So I hung up on her, and then she called me back, and then Nia gets on the phone, and she was like, I'm trying to get you this job. And I'm like, yo, I thought it was a joke. Honest to God, I really thought it was a joke. I thought somebody was playing games.
Okay.
So that was my segue into the movie industry.
Okay. What movie was that?
It was a movie called Sacred. It has never been released. It was actually with Elise Neal and Nas.
Right.
And Nas was one of the executive producers. So I don't know why that movie wasn't released, but that followed up with I was working on a movie called Truth Be Told, also produced by Nia and D'Angelo Steed at the time. So with that, in that movie, I worked with Regina King, Blair Underwood, and like just to see how everything was created behind the scenes.
Yes.
Movie magic is something.
Isn't it awesome?
It's so awesome.
Yes, it is.
Because you would think like, oh my God, somebody's really about to jump off the building. And
ain't no taller than this table.
You're standing on this table.
And you,
And I was like, oh, that is so dope. So, from coming from Rialto to Hollywood, I had to adjust because it was a faster pace.
Right.
Although I was born in LA, I spent
Most
born
of
and
your
raised
time.
in LA from my junior year
Yes.
to probably about 97, 98. That's when I moved back to LA. So I was more accustomed to a slower pace of life.
Yes.
And then when I got to LA, everything was like
Yeah, fast pace, just going.
Like even driving.
Yes.
Like driving in the car was way different.
Yeah, because people not gonna stop and wait for you.
Yeah, here you got to drive for everybody.
Yes.
So, like I said, man, the journey's been great. It's opened a lot of doors. A lot of people that I grew up watching on TV.
Yeah.
I'm actually now like cool with. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
When I met Regina, I told her, I said, you were, in my mind, you was like one of my best friends when I was a kid. I said, don't think I'm crazy, but I'm just, you know. And I said, and I had a little crush on you back in the day. So then she started laughing, and then we were on set when 9/11 hit.
Right.
And we were in the trailer, and I was watching TV. We were on break, actually, and I was watching the TV, and I was like, yo, y'all don't come look at this? So we all watching the TV, and I think that solidified most of the crew at that moment to watch.
At that moment when everybody was there at one time.
And we were all there. It was the director, it was the stars of the movie, the makeup artist, another hairstylist that was the lead hairstylist at the time was on the. We were all in the trailer, and. Just to watch all the destruction and the mass loss of lives, bro.
Right.
Not only did it hurt us, but I think it bonded us for life.
Yeah, because you never know when it can happen.
When it could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I used to always wonder if I ever made the right decision to leave Rialto and come here.
Right.
And I'm finally at peace with that decision.
So you happy here?
Yeah,
that's good.
And I'm gonna keep it real though, y'all. The struggle is real. It's not a game out here.
No, it's not.
Period. It's not a game. So you have to be on your hustle. You got to be at the top of your game at all times, no matter what you're doing.
Yeah. So how do you? So what do you? How would you say is? Would you say doing normal people's hair, like someone like myself, or doing a star's hair? Which one? Who gives you the most problems or things like that? Or is what you say is kind of...
I'll tell you.
All right.
Okay. The celebrities?
Yes.
The celebrities that I've worked with, I've never had any disagreements, never had any problems with hairstyles. Oh, this is what we're going to do? Let's rock it. But when I was doing music videos,
yes,
which was my segue into getting into other stuff. It was the video girls that were the problem.
Were they?
Right.
The one that the one that they called the little groupie girls.
Yeah, the little
Right.
you in the video, you walking past, you probably only going to be seen for 3 seconds.
Right.
But you want to give the hairstylist and the makeup artist a hard time, and nobody's probably going to remember you.
Right.
Unless you're like a Melissa Ford or, was Lisa Ray? I don't want to say, was she in the video? I don't know if she was in the video, so I'm going to say that.
Okay.
But there's a couple of other, artists that, actresses that were video girls that kind of made a name for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, you don't even remember these girls.
Right.
And they are the ones that drive you freaking crazy.
For example, what would they do?
Oh,
Like-
I don't want my hair like this. This is how I want my hair to be. Well, it's not up to you.
Right. This not what the director said.
It's not what the director said.
Right.
So if you got a problem, you need to go talk to the director. So that's what I would always tell them, like, yo, you got a problem? You want me to go get the director?
Right.
Oh, well, if that's what he wants, but I just had to sit here and argue with you for like 15, 20 minutes.
We could have been done.
And
with
we
your
could have
hair.
been done.
Right.
But then you got to make me out to look like I'm a snitch because I'm about to go get the director to shut you down.
Right.
But I have more problems on video sets than working on celebrities.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got.
Most of my celebrities are cool. Like I've worked with Jill Marie Jones from Girlfriends.
Right.
Super cool, super sweet. Heck, I even babysat her dog a couple of times while she went out of town. You know what I mean?
Right.
I have done Tracy Ellis Ross.
Right.
Super sweet. Who else have I worked with? Oh my God. Actually, I've worked with just about the whole cast of Girlfriends.
Right.
Golden. I don't remember what I worked with Golden on, but
Okay.
super cool. I've done when Regina King was on Southland.
Yes.
That was my haircut. You saw walking across your screen.
Okay. All right.
So I mean, like I said, everybody's been cool, but sometimes you want to get back to just the regular people.
Right.
Sometimes being in the salon is so cool because you can set your own hours.
Right.
And you can get in, you can get out. But then again, I still like working on set because even though it's long 12-hour days, and you be with the same people probably for like 2, 3, 4 months.
Right.
It's just the vibe is different. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's a different vibe, and you get to learn different stuff while being on set.
Right.
That's where I'm going with this. I always shadow the cameraman, or I watch the makeup artist or sound.
Yes.
Like, because those things interest me. So,
Okay.
And then you could take all that and put it together and not be afraid to step out and do your own thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I remember the last time I brought my wife to your salon, you were telling me that you were hanging out with Taraji P. Henson when her movie, What a Man Think, what was it? The
Oh,
movie?
yeah.
What was that movie called?
What Men Think?
Yeah, What Man Think.
Yeah.
And so you wasn't really, you didn't do her hair, you just said you were just hanging out with her and you were just
Yeah.
hanging out with the stars, hair to the stars. Yeah.
Yeah, actually one of my clients works for her. And we just got cool, invited me to different stuff, and we just got cool. She's like, that's my bear, so.
Yeah, that's what brings me to my next question. I've always known you as Derrith Mitchell.
Right.
Yeah, you get to LA, you have your own salon now, and now you Bear. So how did you actually get that name Bear?
Actually, Bear came from junior high school.
Really?
I went to junior high school. I went to James Madison Junior High in North Hollywood.
Okay.
So my friend Wayne Guillory, we used to all have bagging sessions. We used to bag
Right.
each other so hard, right? So one day, Wayne was like, "Man, do you know who you look like?" And I said, "Oh God, here we go."
Uh-huh.
you're like Sugar Bear on the cereal box, Sugar Golden Crisp.
Right.
So we all laughed, and then ever since then, that's been my nickname.
It just sticks with you.
So fast forward to I moved here in '98. I'm working at the salon. Sense of Style. It was like the hottest salon at the time when I moved here. It was on 9th and La Brea.
Okay.
So there was no telling who you would see in there. Like, you know what I mean?
People just come in and out.
Yeah,
huh?
you see.
It's
like,
a busy salon.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you would see all types of celebrities coming in, getting their hair done, and the whole nine. So anyway, one of my coworkers and I, we were out at the gas station, and somebody screams, "Is that Sugar Bear? Sugar Bear?" And I was like, oh God.
You already knew who it was,
I
huh?
was like, this is somebody from my past.
Right.
So I turned around, and it was my boy Walter. I probably hadn't seen Walter Jackson in probably like, probably since, that was in what, 2000, that was in like 99.
Right.
So I probably hadn't seen Walter since 86.
Wow.
So the fact that you remember that was hysterical to me.
Right.
So we get back to the salon, and then my coworker's like, his nickname is Sugar Bear, to everybody in the salon. So that's where it used to be Sugar Bear hair.
Right.
Sugar Bear for hair care, and then I shortened it and took the sugar off and just became Bear for
Just
hair.
became big. Yeah. Because I remember when the last time I was at, when I was at the salon, everybody was like trying to get dirt on you. Be like, what can you tell me about him in high school? Because I can't find nothing. He won't say nothing. He just tight-lipped about it. I said, well, the only thing I remember about Derrith in high school was, we was in the pep club, and we came up with our own routines.
Yeah.
So when we would go to different high schools and do our routine, and then we'd do our dance at school, then we'd go see their routine, and they was taking some of our moves. And that pissed you off.
Yeah, man, we worked hard.
You was like, right here, they doing our stuff, man. No, they can't be doing our stuff. I said, man, we got a whole bunch of other routines. Let them have that little thing.
Man,
like, nah,
I was so
man.
mad, bro. I was so mad.
I was like...
And speaking of dancing, is when I moved to LA, I ended up dancing.
Really?
It was this cat. He would come into the salon and get his hair braided. His name was Trey. And and at that time I was like, I was huge, right? I was like 340 pounds, probably I was huge.
Right.
So I wanted to lose weight. So he was like, well, come on, man, come take my class.
Okay.
So I take his class, and he was like, oh, you can move, right? So I kind of started slimming down. He took me to another dance class that he took, and the lady name was Madonna Grimes. She had her own dance company. So I auditioned for the company, and in the routine, I'll never forget it. In the routine, we had to slide across the floor and hop back up. Mm-hmm. Man, you should have seen everybody eyeing the big boy.
Yeah.
I don't know how he gonna get himself back up.
Yeah.
Man, I slid across that floor, hopped back up, and didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that was my pep rally days, man.
Yeah.
If it wasn't dancing with y'all,
man, we did the thing, man.
Yeah, man.
So what's new, man? Tell me, what's this new? You told me when I spoke to you on the phone, we was texting back and forth. You telling me you going on this big new journey, and you leaving the hair and all that. So let's talk about the new journey you're taking.
Yeah. I just want to say before I go into that, hair has been amazing to me, you guys. Like, hair has been something that I could never diss.
Right.
Hair has opened so many doors for me, and it also has humbled me.
Yes.
Because in everything, everybody has a shelf life.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you get to a certain age in the hair game, there's always the new generation that's coming.
Right.
So everybody's gonna run to the new generation.
Right.
And I was out in Rialto Monday.
Right.
And I saw all of my old friends that we all used to do hair together, and all of us are like moving out the way for the younger generation.
Slowly transitioning to other careers, while the new kids on the block, we should say, are coming in with different. Yes.
Yeah, and it's a young people's game now, but back to us being in the play together, and back to me following the cameraman around, on sets and stuff like that. Jason Murphy, but now Jason Devine, he went to high school with us. He was a year younger than us, I think, or maybe 2.
Okay.
But this was like early 99, I think. Maybe it was like 98, 99, somewhere in there. We were on the bus.
Okay.
And this dude kept staring at me, and I was thinking to myself, what is this fool looking at?
Right.
You got one more time to look at me, and I'm going to snap.
See, just like high school, you haven't changed.
So then he says, hey, did you go to Eisenhower?
Right.
And I was like, yeah. And then I looked at him, and I was like, I know you. And he was like, yeah, I know you. So we started talking, realized we knew each other from around school. Fast forward, Facebook hits us. He finds me on Facebook. He sends me this idea he has for a show.
Okay.
So he goes, well, I want you to write out the show. And I was thinking to myself, I don't know nothing about writing no show.
Right.
So then there's Google. Because he was talking to me like a synopsis, a log line, and this and this. I was like, bro, I'm thinking to myself.
That's Greek. I ain't understanding that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Now, if you're going to talk to me about some perm rods, some relaxers.
Some press and curl.
Press and curl, we can talk.
Yeah.
Some clippers, I got you. So anyway, I Google, and it took me, I took my time with it. So it took me maybe like 2 months to get it to where I thought it was good enough.
Right.
So I sent it back to him. Emailed it back to him, and he hits me back. He was like, yo, that was very good, bro. Like, you hit everything that I was thinking. You put it on paper perfectly. Right. And I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Right.
So he says, well, we started our own production company, and we want you to come aboard.
Okay.
And I was like, you're kidding, right? And this is like 2014.
Right.
So we got a first look deal, and nothing really came to fruition from it.
From the first look deal?
From the first look deal.
Okay.
Like, we were under a contract for like 2 years, I think.
Okay.
And nothing really came from it. And then there was a show that Jason developed, and when I tell you, I can't say the name of it yet.
Okay.
But when I tell you the show was so dope that the production company that we had signed with, they were on it.
Wow.
But as along the line somewhere, they dropped the ball.
Okay.
So with that being said, I took the script and I gave it to one of my clients.
Okay.
She's an actress. Her name is Christy Ferris.
Uh-huh.
You guys probably know her if you watch soap operas. She was on Passions.
Okay.
So I gave it to her, and she said after she read it, and she called me back, and she was like, yo, this is so good. Like, what we doing with this? She said, because when you first said you was gonna give it to me, I was thinking, boy, if you don't shut up and do my hair.
Right. She think you just blowing smoke.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and people pigeonhole you like that.
Right.
This is what you do, this is who you are.
Right.
You know, it's not. It's more to us, you
Yes.
know? So long story short, we have created this amazing show. We've had some pretty interesting meetings.
Okay.
We were able to pitch to MGM.
Right.
And normally when you go pitch a show, you're out of there in like 10 minutes.
Right.
10, 15
If
minutes.
that.
If that.
10 minutes is if they interested.
So the blessing behind that was we was in that room for 45 minutes.
Wow.
Although they didn't go with the show, they gave us some great feedback.
Okay.
We're finishing up retooling our pitch now, and we're gonna get back out there, man, and pitch this show. So hopefully the next time I come back, man, the show is up.
Right.
And
You can debut.
we got something to talk about.
Oh yeah, because you know, always come on here and talk about something,
Oh,
man.
yeah. Oh,
So,
yeah.
what's the name of your production company? You know, how can people get in touch with you if somebody want to shoot you a script and have you come out and do their show, or let everybody know?
We are Creative Cafe Productions. You can reach me at dmitchell@creativekproductions.com. And like I said, we're still in the stages of kicking some doors open. But for me, my goal is to, once we get this story up and running and get these doors open, my goal is to make sure that we reach back and help the next group.
Yeah, the next people that's behind you.
Yeah.
I understand
We want to
that.
make sure that we keep those doors open because a lot of the stories that's told about us as African Americans are of our slave days, but there's so many more stories about us that aren't being told that need to be told. So I'm getting emotional because like this is where my passion is now. This is what I really want to do is to be able to tell our stories and showcase us in a positive light, and then make sure we bring up the next generation and show them the way.
All right.
So once we're dead and gone,
It
they can
continue
keep
going.
moving and keep reaching
just like a
back.
relay.
Yeah.
Give me the baton.
Give me the
Let me
baton.
go with
Let's
it.
go. Let's
That's
go.
it. So I saw you on Facebook, and you were taking pictures, or you were doing something with somebody. You was by some pillars or something.
Oh, yeah.
So what was that about?
My friend Pierce, I met him on the set of the show I worked on this summer called Stuck With You.
Yeah.
I was the head hairstylist on the show. So Pierce was a PA, and he was saying, "Oh yeah, I have some shirts, blah blah blah," you know. And I saw the shirts, and I was like, "Yo, these are dope." So I was like, "Look, I just brought this little camera. I want to test it out. I don't know, you know. I just want to see what I could do with it." So he was like, "Cool." So I got together some of my friends and did the shoot. I'm going to edit the pictures at sometime this week and get them out. But the shirts say black across them.
Right.
And they have different words inside the lettering that create the B, the L, the A, the C, and the K.
Okay.
But they're all uplifting words describing us as black people.
Wow.
So when I saw the shirt, bro, I was like, we got to get this out there.
Yeah. And believe me, when you get the shirt up and you want to get it out, come right here, man.
All right. We'll do
man,
it,
I want to thank you for coming out and sharing with us your new journey. And I hope the journey takes you far and maybe kick a little more doors open.
Man, I appreciate you for having me, bro.
Not a problem. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And remember, don't share your 8x10 dream with somebody with a 5x7 mind. I want to thank you all for tuning in. God bless you. I see you next week. Peace.
Let's talk about it, talk about it. Let's talk about it, talk about it.
Talk about it.
Let's talk about it, talk about it.
Talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
That girl from
Let's talk
LA
about
and that
it.